Now, the U.S. involvement in the Syrian civil war first began in 2014. America has been involved ever since. And Nick has more facts on this from the NewsNation Smart Board.
And a lot of people don't know that we still have troops over there continuing to activate counterterrorism efforts, and this is why it's so important, Adrienne. Just to give an idea of the scale of our involvement in the conflict, as of 2019, when the former role of the U.S. in Syria ended, America has launched airstrikes on at least 17,000 locations throughout Syria. Our involvement began in 2014 after President Obama launched airstrikes against the Islamic State in Syria. The first troops arrived in 2015 to assist Syrian fighters combating ISIS in Iraq. In 2019, the U.S. announced the defeat of ISIS in Syria. By the middle of that year, the U.S. began withdrawing some of the troops while committing to leaving a few behind to help the Syrian fighters, which is why we are here today. In 2022, we have U.S. troops still in the nation and some airstrike launches on certain counterterrorism targets, like we saw today. The Department of Defense continues to activate those troops. It estimates that the U.S. will have spent more than $2 trillion in Syria and Iraq on counterterrorism efforts by the end of this federal year. And this isn't even counting all the humanitarian aid the U.S. has provided Syria during its ongoing civil war. The State Department knows that U.S. is the single largest donor in the world, and they do not separate Iraq from Syria because it is important to keep those two tied together for not only the counterterrorism efforts, but also the amount of money that we spend to support the country.
Well, and ISIS has continued to be a threat that the U.S. has taken very seriously. I'm just trying to get as much information as possible. We need to vet so much as we're still awaiting the president's comments. But the Washington Post actually printing just minutes ago that a U.S. official with knowledge of the situation said that any civilian casualties were because of a man on the ground who detonated explosives, killing those civilians. We're going to see if that is exactly what happened.
We can expect the president to definitely mention those in his statements later today.
Right. Thank you, Nick. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click on the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.